Hello and welcome everybody to our podcast. This is Welcome to Livingston, where we talk all about Livingston County and invite in some local businesses. My name is Don Putkela.
And I'm Angela Putkela, and we are with the Putkela Group Real Estate Professionals.
Yeah, and we are really excited about today. Today we have a local business in to chat with. It is the UPS store out of Howell. So thank you guys so much for coming today.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Great. So we have Angela Hibbard and Mark Bulkey.
Yeah.
And
Wow. No one gets that right.
wow. Hey, I kind of do this a lot. I meet a lot of new people, so I guess I'm lucky that way. But awesome. I love your store. I know that's always packed anytime that I go in. But I feel like every time I turn around, there's a whole new different thing there. So, Angela, would you want to kind of start telling us about what type of services?
Give us a little bit of overview of what
the store?
your store is.
Yes, of course. So we do more services than most people would ever think about that we do. For starters, obviously we've always processed packages, and that's, what we've always mainly done. But we also do a lot of Amazon packages. We're a drop-off location for cable equipment. We do a lot of faxing, copying, scanning, laminating, binding, you name it, and we probably do it in the store. We also work with the post office. We have an account with them, and so we do a lot of services with them as well. But our focus soon is going to be printing. We do a ton of different kinds of printing that a lot of people are unaware that we do. Services that we're gearing towards.
Exactly. No, because it's always good to grow and continue. One of the things that's really neat, because we do end up focusing so much on small businesses, and you guys are sort of in this in-between thing. Of course, UPS is something that everybody recognizes, but yes. The UPS store is locally franchise owned, right?
Yes.
So, there is a small business owner, and there's, the people here from the county that work at your store, and I know you guys are all working really hard. So I wanted to make sure to recognize that element of it.
Yeah. Our owner, he owns Howell, but in owning Howell, he also owns the Northville UPS store and the Farmington Hills UPS store. And hopefully in a couple of years, we can branch out to owning a few more stores.
Yeah, I didn't even
awesome.
realize until you were mentioning it that, Brighton's UPS store is owned by somebody else, and Heartland's is owned by somebody else.
Yes.
So it's all these small franchises.
I think it's so good because people think of UPS, they bring the packages to your house and such, or you go in to ship something. But there's all those other aspects about it, such as, I don't have a fax machine. There's still people that need to fax,
Yes.
copying and such. If you're doing more than one or two items, and even the scanning, I didn't even think about that.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize, but a lot of times you can, have 5 things that you need accomplished, and you can get them done all in our store. Yeah. So it truly is wonderful that you can take care of everybody's needs in one spot.
Yeah, it's a great resource. So really, really neat. I want to make sure, since we mentioned that you're in Howell, where are you located exactly?
We are located at 4337 East Grand River, Howell, Michigan, 48843. We're kind of in between. We're on the east side of the city, in between like Meyer and Kohl's.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great. And I know you mentioned Aubrey's Pizza too.
Yep. If anybody knows where Aubrey's Pizzeria is, we are on the same side of the street in this plaza right next door.
Great. Super, super, convenient right off of the freeway there. And so that's great. Now, you had mentioned the printing side of things.
Yeah, so for custom printing and such, or for someone coming in, I guess, is there a minimum, or where does someone start with that?
So we are all UPS stores. You can have large format printing done. You can do banners, yard signs, table tents, posters, small and large banners, and business cards. We also do some of the stuff we can do in-house, some of the stuff we have to, send to a company to get it done. And it just, depends on what you're getting for turnaround time. But a lot of people don't know that, we can do banners right in store. We can do...
Awesome. Huge ones that people have at events then, huh?
Yes.
Or graduation parties or all those things.
We just got a wonderful large format printer in, and with that we can do blueprints and banners on it, and we are getting a new printer in our store, and we're going to be able to do posters right there because everybody needs something now, and so it'll be wonderful to get it in the store instead of waiting a couple days. We'll be able to get it done the same day.
Wonderful. Yeah, because I assume that graduation season, you guys probably get a little bit busier with that kind of stuff.
Oh, yes. Even there's always a time of year where there's, something that, needs to be, printed. But yes, graduation is, huge for that.
Right.
So we can do all those needs right in our store.
That's awesome. And I imagine, there's so many people that once they hit an occasion where they have that need, sometimes they don't even know where to start. So
right. And we also have a graphic designer in our store. So if you don't have if you don't have whatever you need, ready, if you give us an idea of what you want, then we're able to come up with your design and then, show it to you. And then we can, print it on whether it's a business card, banner, yard sign, like table tents, posters, you name it, we'll be able to figure it out and do it.
That is really great.
That is good, yeah, because for someone that's starting off a business or they're doing an event, charity event, something like that, they can come in and get, from start to finish, all of those things taken care of under one roof.
Under one roof, yep. And usually we can accomplish it within the same day that you're needing it.
Wow.
It is, it does have, a price to it, but we, with graphic designs, we are able to do that. And not everybody needs it, but some people do. And if you do need that service, then we're more than happy to get that done for you.
Well, that's the biggest thing sometimes is designing it, right? Because you have this idea and you're like, okay, I want to do this, but there's that.
Put it in the right format too, right?
Right. There's that barrier of like, I've had things before where we're doing something that's like, I want to print it off. And I'm like, oh, that need to be a PDF. Well, it's a GIF and this doesn't work and this doesn't work. And next thing you know, I've been at my computer 6 hours where I could have walked through the front door there and
have it done.
Have it done.
Yeah. Or resizing too, like people have, pictures or, whatever it may be, and they need it resizing. And Mark is great with that. And we have a few other staff members in the store that, you can hand that to them and they know exactly what you need and they can get it done.
Okay, wonderful. You mentioned pictures and I saw it on the website today. I did not know that you guys did passport photos as well, right?
Yes. Yep, we sure do, and that's something that you come in, we take your picture, and we give you, 2 different pictures, and then you can go to the USPS to finish the process with that.
Wonderful.
That's great. Yeah.
Now, is that something you need an appointment for, or you can just walk right in?
No, actually, at our location, pretty much any service that you need, you never need an appointment for. So
outstanding. That is great. Talk about convenient.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, Mark, she had mentioned in terms of the resizing the photos, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, mostly some people come in, they want something shrunk down. I know, like, you send something to a newspaper or just want something for your records. Sometimes people come in with, photos are like 8 by 10 inches or 6 by 6. You want them down to, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, something like that. We can just go into Photoshop or, edit how many pixels it is and just shrink it down to your margins and keep the integrity intact.
Good. Yeah, because I know sometimes the thing is like you have photos and they need a minimum DPI and you're going to upload it or you're going to do it and you're getting that error message over and over again.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, do I need to download a program? What do I need to do here? So that's something that you can do that.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Wonderful.
Now, in terms of someone wanted to blow the photo up, I mean, maybe to do a banner for a big anniversary, 50th wedding anniversary or something like that. Is that something that's a possibility too?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we can resize it in our printers, and then we can always save it to a PDF, and then we can stick it in our blueprint machine, and then we can just print it out on whatever kind of paper you want. How big the banner is going to be.
Cool. So in all those things, you just got to bring a flash drive in with the information that you have, and then you guys take it from there.
Yes.
Yes. Or just even if you have your document, we can save it to. We can use our printers in the store, save it to a flash drive, and then upload it that way as well.
Okay. Cool.
Well, that makes it much more, it's very versatile that way.
Yes.
So in terms of whatever is needed, it's like, okay, just bring the problems in. You guys have the solutions.
Yes. Most of the time. Some things are a little more complicated, but for the most part, we're, somebody in the store can, figure it out and help with whatever need it is.
It seems like you have a great team. Anytime I go in there, everybody's so helpful and nice and friendly, and I feel like you're always there.
Yes. Well, thank you. We do appreciate that. Everybody truly does work, incredibly hard all day long. Nobody stands around. There's not much downtime, but everybody, works hard and tries to take care of every single person that comes into that place. Awesome. So it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I wanted to ask about as well, I saw in there, is you guys do shredding as well, right?
Shredding, yes.
Okay, how does that work?
So we use a company called Iron Mountain Shredding, and they come once every 3 weeks. Usually it's on a Thursday, and they come in. We have 3 locked bins in our store, and they shred the documents right on site.
Okay, now do you pay by weight when someone brings something in, or how does that work?
Yes, it is $1 a pound.
$1 a pound, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and then usually we run 75 cents per pound during tax season as well. Yep. So just, because I know during tax time you get a lot of documents come in, and if you don't have a, burn pin, what are you going to do with it all?
Right. Yeah, because I know a lot of people, people are a little less paper nowadays, but I know at our house I've burned out a couple shredders at home. Yes. or you're like, 1 year we were doing it and I had 2 shredders. I'm like, okay, that one's overheating. Let's move over to this one. Okay, that one's overheating.
It accumulates fast.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
So having some place to do that and knowing that it's secure rather than doing it yourself or just crumpling it up or trying to tear things up, that it's taken care of.
Yep. Small amounts, large amounts. People bring in just like a grocery bag full of shredding. Some people bring in, truckloads of shredding. So we're able to accommodate you and make sure it safely gets shredded. So it's very secure.
And I feel like so many more people are working from home anyway, and
Yes.
that it might be a matter of, what do I even do with these things?
Right.
I hadn't even thought about that. With everyone working from home, that means that they have more possible legal documents or more
Right.
things that
Because
they need to
when
figure
they're
out
in
how to
the
get
office,
rid of.
the office takes care of that, but I don't know how that works. Depends on the company, I'm sure. But yeah,
Right.
so it's in terms of, it turns everyday people into almost like the small business owners working from home. And
Exactly.
that kind of thing in a way.
Yes, and the one wonderful thing about our store is if anybody ever came in and they could not bring, whether it was the shredding packages, if they have a heavy item in the car, they come in or give us a call and say, hey, I'm in a vehicle. We're always more than happy to, come out and assist with whatever needs to be brought into the store. So all you have to do is pick up a phone or come in, and somebody will always, be more than willing to, run out, whether it's raining, snowing, sunshine. We're always here for any customer and their needs.
That's so Livingston County. I love that.
Yes.
Not surprising. So now there's been so many things. I know you covered a lot of things right at the very beginning. What other, what's the most popular service that people end up coming in for?
Yeah, you had some great ideas earlier, Mark.
So Amazon's definitely our big business. We get, how many returns do we get? 500 a day? Roughly?
Wow.
It varies.
It is absolutely nuts how much stuff we get, because I know Kohl's has been taking less returns, so we've been getting more of the brunt end of it. And then I would probably say we get a lot of cable returns.
Okay.
We get a lot of Charter, Spectrum, Comcast, AT&T. We get a lot of those coming in.
I didn't even know about that till recently. We had some, because of course we're real estate agents, right? We had some clients who sold their condo. They moved out of state to be closer to family, and they had left their modem because I had their Ring doorbell on there. So as the home was sold, we were able to help them out by picking that up for them and then just bringing it right into the UPS store, handed it over, and away it went. Didn't need to look up anything, do anything. I mean, that was just truly remarkable. And then they get credited to their account and everything went smoothly.
Right. Yeah, I know only for AT&T you just need the last name for the customer, but for Comcast and Charter, Spectrum, you just need to just bring it in and we scan it and off it goes.
That is so useful because, in this day and age, so much of everything is shipped to you now, right?
Yes.
So we feel like the UPS or Amazon or FedEx is at our house every day.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right.
The Prime truck will show up and we're like, I don't even remember what I ordered.
You just get surprised, right?
You get surprised. But I think what's happened with that is a lot of people get things sent to them and they're like, well, if I don't like it when it gets here, I'll return it. And with, things disappearing off people's porches and such, what a great thing to just be able to come into the store. You guys take care of it. I've come in before. You're like, no, we'll tape the top of your box for you, because I come in, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this.
Right.
So it's a great tool service that you guys have.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. I know sometimes, they started doing a lot more customer packed. So you just got to watch at the bottom of the little QR code. It'll say customer packed or no box, no label. So if it is the customer packed, you just got to make sure it is boxed or in a bag. So if not, we have a number for customer service for Amazon you can contact. And it's really easy too. It's better than going online and getting the 1-800 number off of there. This one you can usually just call and you're in within about 5-10 minutes, and they make the process pretty easy to get whatever else you need, like a separate code or anything.
Right.
Great.
But Amazon, they are switching the codes. So the consolidation codes are now looking like the customer pack codes. So all the customers or everybody is going to have to really pay attention to what kind of if it's customer packed or if it's just consolidated and the store will pack it.
Gotcha.
Right.
So Amazon's tricking everybody.
Oh, goodness. But good to stay on our toes here. And I'm sure if someone brings the wrong thing in, you can probably talk with them and let them know what it is that's needed. And
Usually we can, help them get a solution.
yeah.
Right. Because I know before it's been, you open up the email and then it's like, well, you scan this and then it gets taken care of. So, I mean, we're getting used to all that. But the nice thing is, again, it takes a lot of the stress off when the shipping and everything else is taken care of by you guys and you're just walking through the front door, and it's a nice, friendly atmosphere to get that quickly and easily taken care of.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Now, I know you had mentioned mailboxes for business addresses, that since we were talking about people working from home, that's something that's also available, right?
Yes, mailboxes, and a lot of people don't know that we offer mailboxes. And the one wonderful thing about UPS and their mailbox services, it's a street address with a suite number. So you can get all carriers in our store, whether it's UPS, FedEx, Amazon, DHL, USPS. I know a lot of places are delivering, like I know Walmart delivers, Staples delivers, all the different carriers you can get in our store. And especially around the holiday season, protect yourself from those porch pirates. So you can have your stuff delivered to our store if you know you're not going to be home. And then, you can come in at, any time of day to pick up your mail, because we do offer 24-hour access into the building. Now with that, you don't have access to packages, but you have access to all of your mail. A lot of people are working from home these days. And so instead of giving them your own house address, you can set up an account with UPS and have all your mail or packages delivered to our store. So to protect yourself, from giving out your home address. So that is one thing that people don't always know that we do, but it is something, it is popular, and we do it in our store.
I will say for the packages, we can always, take phone calls just before, like, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late, because our box holders get a code in order to come in when we're closed. If you say, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late, can you leave my packages, behind a door, just let us know and we can keep them up for you.
And I think the nice thing about that is people think in terms of like a P.O. box, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people sometimes think that's their only option outside of the house.
Yes.
And this is something different, like you said, that the packages show up, which is sometimes the most important thing for people.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that way it seems very sensible and always great to have options for people.
Yes. And another service, believe it or not, that is super popular at our store is faxing. A lot of people need, because insurance companies and state of Michigan, you can't really email that. You have to get it faxed. So faxing is actually a big service that we do constantly all day long.
Oh my gosh.
It's wild. You wouldn't think, but sometimes we have, 4 or 5 people at the same time needing a fax service.
Yeah.
Because we've had a couple times where, fortunately at our office, we have a copy machine that will fax, but every time, once or twice a year, it comes up and I'm like, what do you mean I can't scan this and send it in an email? And then it's like, I have to relearn how to use the machine. And that's a half-hour process of I know that it does it. I just don't know where it does it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Where, faxes used to be common day, and now it's interesting. So that's great too.
Yes.
Just so many different.
Same with copies. A lot of people, they have a printer, but the time they get the printer set up and you want to rip your hair out because it didn't go as easy as it should have, or buying the ink for the printer, most people will come in, use our services just to get copies so they don't have to worry about, printing things off and dealing with that hassle as well.
Right.
Great.
Yeah, and then for invitations and such, I know people, for either wedding invitations or they're doing like baby showers and such. What's the turnaround time on something like that?
It really depends on the quantity, but most of the time with invitations, if we can get them printed right away, printing takes no time at all. It's if you need our services to cut them. If you need them cut, usually we can get it done within a couple hours or the same day, sometimes the following day, just depending on what time of day you come in, the busyness of our store that day. But cutting is the most time consuming. But for the most part, we do get it done, fairly quickly within, same day or probably the next day.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yes.
It's really good. Now, is there anything else that we haven't covered in terms of, anything else that you guys do that people don't know about, or?
Notaries.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Sometimes people need a notary.
Yes. Banks do them, but banks they don't do every single notary. They will only do certain documents. So UPS stores generally do, pretty much any kind of notary that you would need. But we do offer that service and we stay busy with that as well. But it's kind of a hidden gem that not a lot of people know that, we do. And most of our staff members are notaries. So with that, you don't really need an appointment. Sometimes it's good to call ahead of time just to make sure that, there is a notary there, all day long, because some things, do pop up where, somebody has to leave for an emergency or something. But for the most part, we do have a notary on hand.
It's perfect. Just on demand.
Yeah, because that pops up a couple times a year for our clients.
Right.
And what I'm hearing is it's interesting because it's these little hidden gems of like, when you have no idea where you're going to get that done,
Yeah.
you guys seem to have it. The notary, the passport photos, the faxing. It's
Laminating, binding, just like your printing services. We can do trifolding in our store. We can do booklets. Booklets is popular with, businesses. So there's a lot of different, small things.
right. And I know we were talking a while back. Are you guys doing folding yet then, or?
Yes, we can do folding.
Okay. Yeah, and that's a really good thing for people that, if you are a charity or you're an organization, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to send out 5,000 of something for an upcoming walk. Let's get everyone together to fold for the next 7 hours. Well,
Just come on into the store instead.
Absolutely. So, and this new color printing machine that we're getting, it has more capabilities, like the folding, the booklets, being able to print, the posters. So the new machine that we're getting here in the next month or two is going to be huge and very exciting, because what we do now, we'll actually be able to do a lot more here once that printer is up and running here in about another month or two.
wonderful.
That's fantastic. Now that's going to be a real game changer for you guys, I think. And
Yes, it's very exciting. I mean, I am a person that I do not like the printing, but I will get into it. But we have Mark and a few other staff members that really enjoy that kind of stuff. So it's I know it's exciting for them to have being able to just do more and to have more capabilities for any needs that, when somebody walks in, it's just nice to, be like, oh, yes, we can do that. And, let's get a game plan and get it done for you.
Right.
Absolutely. And exercise some creativity too, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, we have a couple good creative minds, and when it comes to printing, you definitely, need to have that.
Well, and I think the yard signs and things like that,
Yeah.
those are the big ones that people are like, I'd love to have something custom, right?
Yes.
Like even you go to Meijer and you're like, oh, I'm going to have a garage sale. It's a white sign or a red sign that just says garage sale on it. Come in and get something custom done.
Right. And even with that, we don't have the capabilities in our store, but usually we can get it back in a couple days. But I mean, you can have like coffee mugs designed, like balls, any objects that you want, something printed on. UPS stores, can do that for you. We can get it done. So anything that you needed. If you
That's a
want
great idea, because a lot of times I look up and I can find cool products, or I can find products that, can be personalized. And I feel kind of like, geez, I want, the products, but I want them personalized. And so it never occurred to me to, just purchase the product and then take it someplace for that personalization.
Yes. Yep. I know, it's exciting. You wouldn't think, UPS stores can do, so many different kinds of needs, but we absolutely can. And if you're ever in doubt, just give us a call, and, we're more than happy to, explain anything that you need.
Yeah. Not just for businesses, for party planning and everything, whatever people have in their life.
Yes.
Sounds like people should be into your shop pretty regularly if they aren't already.
Yes. Yep. Believe it or not, we do, between like 20 and 30, like different kinds of services. So it's fun. We stay very busy, but it's good busy.
Right.
This is true. I can't remember any time that I go in there that there isn't just a lineup. But I'll tell you, even when there is a long line, boy, does it move fast. I mean, it just...
And I'm sure you see some people like coming in all the time of like the same person for like the Amazon returns or the other stuff of like, you probably have your regulars that are just...
day in and day out. And even with the Amazon customer, sometimes we see people a couple times in the same day. But it's okay. We're always happy to have everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the answer, since everything's delivered to you. How do you get stuff back out?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Now, with each of our episodes, one of my favorite questions to ask everybody is, what do you love best about Livingston? Obviously, you guys are here in Livingston County, and I'm just curious. So, Mark, what do you like best about Livingston?
I just say the atmosphere. It's just nice and quiet here. Just nothing too crazy. Everyone seems really nice, and just friendly. Like working at the UPS store, just got a great team. Everyone just kind of feels like a kind of close-knit community, which is great. It's not like I can, I see people on a regular basis. Not like a big city where everyone knew every single day. I can get to know some people.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of nice, because you do meet really, really cool and interesting people that, walk through the door, just strike up a conversation with them. You never know who you're going to meet.
That's true. Yeah, that familiarity. That's great.
Yes. I've always loved Howell. I kind of grew up in the area, moved away for a short period of time, but ultimately, came back
home.
I did. But everybody in the community supports small businesses. We all kind of, come together and help one another out. And it's just amazing. Like he says, it's a small town, but at the same time, it's, large enough. There's, different things to do. But at the end of the day, everybody supports people. And it's, it's so wonderful. And a lot of times, people really do know everybody. And it just makes, with as crazy as this world is, it just makes it, you feel home, you feel safe, and it's just getting out in the community and, knowing people, especially, in our store, we can go into a lot of different places and just, see people and build relationships. So it truly is just wonderful.
Awesome. Love that. Absolutely. And everybody gives a little bit different answer too. There's just so many great things about Livingston, and that's why we started this, and kind of really feature some of these businesses and causes and places. Yeah.
Livingston is wonderful. Absolutely.
Yes, we love it.
Yeah. So if, we've talked about a tons of things that the store does, and I know the store being right there on the north side of Grand River, right kind of near in between Meyer or Gardner White now and Kohl's, right?
Yes.
If someone, what else do they need to know about, how to contact you, what your hours are, that sort of thing?
You can always go on Google and search up the UPS store and find, our phone number or our address, or you type in, our address into Google Maps and it will get you to our store.
Put it in show notes too, so that way people have that for the reference. But if people wanted to find out more or contact you, what's the best way?
And give our store a call, and that phone number is 517-552-9630. And if you, we have tons of different options, whether store hours, it will talk about like notaries and printing. You can listen to all the options, but if you'd prefer to speak to a staff member, if you press 9, as soon as you hear the automated person talking, you're going to get dialed right into our store, and we'll be able to give you any information needed. If it's something that you want to, a lot of people send print jobs to our store or just have inquiries about certain things, if you email our store, we see it right away. We check our email, constantly all day long. And the store email address is store3239@theupsstore.com. And that's the best way to, communicate, get things done right away, and especially with print jobs.
Excellent. Great. Well, this has really been educational. I've come to the store countless times, and I know I learned a lot.
100%.
Yeah, it's been great. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Is there anything else that you wanted to make sure to mention?
No, just thank you so much for thinking of our location and for having us today. This has really been, it's been a fun time, and Christmas is right around the corner. So try to get prepared early to, come in, whether it's shipping needs, people are doing holiday parties, come in and get your flyers done at our location. So think ahead a little bit so you're not waiting in those crazy long lines that are going to get even longer here shortly. But we are trying, we're gearing up and getting ready, and we're coming up with new ways to make the lines a little less this holiday season. We also do international shipping. We didn't talk about that earlier too, but that's something that we, UPS does. And usually we can have your, as long as everything goes great with customs, usually UPS around the world will have it there within, 5 to 7 business days.
Wow.
Fantastic. Woo, cool.
Yes.
Good stuff. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, well, it's great having you here. And everyone out there listening, please check out the store. Just walk in and they'll take care of you. And listen to our podcasts. We can be found anywhere that you find podcasts. Just Google Welcome to Livingston, and please like and subscribe and check out our other episodes. So thank you so much, and welcome to Livingston.